Here we are. We'll go over the next couple of sheets here. This one is called fill. Once again, I've taken the time to make sure that my headings stand out and they look pretty good. And we'll just go and stick in a complicated formula here. This is some scientific formula to figure out something. I don't know. Seemed like a good example, though, of a complicated formula that you might run into at some point. So the formula is down here. So to calculate the heat, we're going to take the mass, we're going to multiply it by the final temperature minus the starting temperature times 4.2. So with every formula, we start with an equal sign. So it equals the mass, which is over here. And we multiply, a little asterisk. And then brackets, very important here. We're going to take the final temperature, which is over here. And we're going to subtract the starting temperature, which is over there. Close that bracket. Multiply by 4.2. Should come out with 7140. Now, once again, we're going to use the miracle of the fill handle. That was complicated. That took me way too long. I don't want to do that again. So we're going to use that fill handle in the bottom right-hand corner with that little green square and just take that same formula and pull it down. And look at that. It does the math for me. And if you want to see, that's what the formula looks like. And Excel has gone and changed the row numbers. Oh, it's such a thing of beauty. Look at that. The max and min sheet here. This is if you were going to buy yourself a little computer system. And what this is 3 different systems here with a computer, a monitor, and a printer. We want to figure out what they would cost, which is the best one, which is the worst one, and what the average is. So the first thing is these are prices, these are money. Right now they just look like numbers though. But if we go to home, again, we have this general up here, which these cells are just formatted as like normal stuff. But those are supposed to be dollar amounts. So to change that, you can just go and put this in currency right there. So if we change that to currency, it'll add the dollar sign and the decimal points and make that look like money. That looks a lot better. Here we want to add up the computer plus the monitor plus the printer. There are a few different ways of doing this. I'll show them all to you. Here's the hard way. If we went equal and did this plus this plus this, that would add all 3 of those. We could hit enter there. Or we could go equals, and we could use a formula called sum. Sum means add. And if we add this and this and this, and to do that we'll just drag across. So the sum of A3 to C3, if I hit enter, that'll do that. But Excel does it even easier. There's a button up here called Auto Sum. And the cool thing about Auto Sum is it'll usually do it pretty much automatically for you. So if you press that, it's going to try to guess what you want to add. Now sometimes it guesses wrong, so you have to change this little box. But here it's absolutely right. We want to add this plus this plus this, so we can do enter. With any one of those things, I could have used the fill handle and just pulled it down. Now we got to calculate the tax on those. So the total cost, the price before tax is here. We want to apply 7% tax to that. So again, we're going to go equals. We're going to take that number there and we're going to multiply it. To figure out 7%, we would multiply by 0.07 and enter. And then once again, fill handle magic, boom. This one is 5%, so it's exactly the same thing. So we take that price before tax, multiply 0.05 this time, and boom bitty boom. Now the total cost, let's see if auto sum will help us here. See here, it's adding too much. If I click auto sum, it's going to add all of those columns. The problem is we've already got the first 3 summed up over here, so we don't need all the way from A2 to F2. We're just going to start from here over to there. So we want D2 to F2 because that would be adding the computer in there twice, right? So we just want this one, and this one. Enter, fill handle, done. Now 3 more before we finish this quick section. If we go equal, we've done averages before on the previous page, so that should be pretty easy. So if we go average, we want the average of the total costs. So we're just going to highlight all of those, and that'll tell us what the average cost is. Now the next one is if we are trying to figure out which one of those numbers is the highest, there's a formula for that. And that formula is called max. See how I've called this sheet max and min? For that reason. So max, I want to find the highest number over here. I'll just go and hit enter and look at that. That's the highest number. The lowest, the opposite of max, you might be able to guess, is min. So there's the minimum of these, and enter. So now we've got all of those figured out, and if for some reason one of those prices went up, right, it would go and change all the totals for me. Now that one's not displaying because now that number's not big enough. Wow, that's an expensive computer. But you get the idea. That's what yours will probably look like. That's those two sheets. I think I'm going to leave it there, and I'll come back with another video for the next couple of sections.